Hey everyone, and welcome to another, well, this is going to be an interesting one, so let me get this right. Hello everyone, I'm Frank of Super Frank Plays, and welcome to Mega Man X3, or should I say Rockman X3, on the Sega Saturn. And we're going to get this sweet opening. That did not make any contact with them. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched these. Oh, it's like stuff from the original games. So you have like Launch Octopus right there. And you had the stuff from the beginning of Mega Man X. So it's kind of like showing events that have happened in the past. And man, I wish the fight looked that cool. Because it actually does look really cool. It's super compressed, but this animation, it looks good. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's Bit and Bite, and then there's Vile. Holy crap. This is actually really freaking cool. Oh, get split in half. Hi, Zero. Sup. Holy shoot, man. Yeah, they knew they weren't making it out of that. So this is events from X2, I believe. But that looks like the first armor. And there's Sigma. Wait, no, Bit and Bite is in this game. This is all from the first game. Never mind. I got this so wrong. I apologize for that. So it just kind of showed the previous events leading up into X3. I'm surprised it doesn't cover X2, because it showed a lot of stuff from X1, but it doesn't go to X2. That's really weird. Anyways, like I said earlier, when this loads. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rockman X3. I'm Frank of Super Frank Plays, and welcome to my new Let's Play. I am going to be playing this on an authentic Sega Saturn with a Retrobit wireless controller. Shoutouts to Tracker TD for suggesting that, because it's such an awesome controller. Before we actually start the game, I am going to go into the options and change up the controls to something that is actually more comfortable for me. This one, I got to give it a shout out to Jay's Reviews for this one, because when I first played X3, or Mega Man X and X3, and a little bit of X2, he kind of recommended that I do that I switch the dash to a button that I'll easily have access to, because it's not as ideal at first. I'm going to keep the jump to B, and shot, I'm going to make it X. Was that Y? Oh, whoops, I misread that on my controller. Sorry. I haven't had a Saturn controller for too long. L and R, I just put them to buttons that I don't use. The main reason is because it'll be a more comfortable position for me, because I'm used to playing on an Xbox One controller through the X Legacy Collection, or actually also on the Switch, but I think it just loaded. Oh, right. It likes to switch resolutions on me. So you're going to be seeing that. I can't do anything about that unless I use my crap here upscaler. So we're going to try and avoid making that happen as much as possible. But it's a much more comfortable position for me. So hopefully it'll make things easier for me to play. Okay, I remember this from the PlayStation version, or the PS2 re-release on the X collection, which I did want to play that, but I don't have component cables for the PS2. Did not realize that. Also, I mean, well, it's so compressed. Holy crap. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's asking how I'm actually recording this, I'm also using my RetroTink, which is a line doubler. So instead of having a 240p signal or 480i signal, I'll be having a 480p signal, which will be able to be used on my capture card and my TV. So, and that's how you know I'm playing the Japanese version and the Sega Saturn version, because I believe the PS1 version was only released in Europe and in in Japan, while the Saturn version only got a Japanese release. So I'm gonna be very rusty in this game because I haven't played Mega Man X3 in such a long time, and even when I did, I only played the Super Nintendo version. So it's gonna be an interesting experience to go through my favorite Mega Man game, but the worst version of it, apparently. Because, as you can already see, I have borders here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to read any of the text, so we're just going to let it go. Sorry. But at this point, Mega Man trusted Mac, I believe his name is Mac, and then was attacked and then captured by him, and now Zero is going to drop down. Sorry if I'm going too far, a little ahead on this. But yeah, Mega Man X3 is technically my favorite Mega Man game of all time. I love this on the Super Nintendo because my brothers and I used to borrow this from the Super Nintendo version from a neighbor of ours, and that's how I also started loving the stage for. Oh God. Okay. I wanted to avoid taking damage there, but I think that's going to be inevitable for me because I'm used to using like a Super Nintendo controller or like some kind of controller that has a more natural feeling D-pad for me. So Super Nintendo, Xbox One. Oh, there he is. Although it's funny to see. Technically, you could take him out with like one sword strike when you charge this thing fully. But we don't need it. Now, what I was going to mention earlier, but I kind of got sidetracked. You might notice that the game has such a weird aspect ratio. Why is there a border? What's going on with this? The Sega Saturn actually... Let me pull this up because I actually looked it up for the sake of this video. The Sega Saturn outputs a resolution at a native resolution of 320 by 224, which is not a resolution that other consoles use. So it's a very strange one. So to kind of deal with the fact that there will be a lot of empty space, you gotta they had to add borders for it. And the funniest thing is that there is a version that is worse than this, but this is technically the worst official version of X3. And I'm not saying that because of the soundtrack. Soundtrack is pretty solid on both versions. It's just visually, load times, frame rate drops. We're going to be seeing that this entire playthrough, and I'm going to try and get everything. I'm going to go for gold armor and all of that, like I did about a year ago or so. It's a shame I can't read any of this, so sorry. But at least you know I'm playing the Japanese version, and I'm not playing some kind of bizarro US translation, although that probably would have made things easier. Oh well. It's Mega Man X3. For me, it doesn't take too long to play, but oh, that soundtrack. So obviously the soundtrack is a huge thing between it kind of divides people, like what they prefer. I don't mind. I like both soundtracks. I do have a lot of nostalgia towards the Super Nintendo soundtrack, though, because that's what I originally played. We're gonna go to Tunnel Rhino, which well, once I get my picture back. There we go. Trust me, you weren't the only one who lost picture. I did too. This was freaking cool. Screw Maz Rider. That was a little hard to see because it's like bunched together. So they actually do have different names in this. So I actually didn't even know that myself. But this is Tunnel Rhino in the English version. I didn't know that there was a name difference, but I mean, then again, X5 had okay, that actually sounds good. I like that. Mega Man X5 has like Guns N' Roses themes. Nate, no! Oh, I missed the dash on that one. That was my fault. You can tell I'm pretty rusty at this. This is going to be an experience today. I'm going to let Drop that one. Oh, that's embarrassing. I think it's just that the Saturn controller's a weird feeling controller for me. I grew up with like Nintendo stuff, like I said earlier, so to switch to a Saturn controller, or like the way I actually beat Mega Man X3 was on a DualShock controller, so like a PlayStation controller on the X collection. So to go from that to using a Saturn controller, which has a unique feel to it compared to the others, because the others seem pretty standard by today, you know. DualShocks are popular for a reason. They feel great to use most of the time. I have big hands, so DualShocks are not my favorite. They don't really make DualShock 1s and 2s and 3s for like people with larger hands, such as myself. So, anyways, that part of my tangent is done. Anyways, what I was trying to say is that, like, I use a more standard controller, standard D-pad layout, standard button layout. Crap, I hate these things. Also, you're gonna notice something. I don't remember if it's in the PlayStation version as well, but the soundtrack doesn't loop properly. Which is very bizarre. That might be the only real thing I'll give the Super Nintendo version credit for. At least it loops, but then again, hey, Redbook Audio, do you want that? Though people do say the instrumentation on it is a lot better and that the Super Nintendo sounds like garbage, I say, believe what you want. I still love the Super Nintendo version. It will always be my version of X3, and thankfully it's on the X Legacy Collection, although an option wouldn't hurt. You know, choose between your soundtracks. Because that's the one thing that for sure that collection is missing. The FMV... Oh, God. The FMV cutscenes and Redbook Audio. Or at least an option for it. That wouldn't hurt. Also, this thing, all you gotta do is just do what I'm doing. When it charges at you, which it is very forgiving with what your timing is. Just charge an attack. If you jump on the wall too early, he's gonna use another attack where he kind of just climbs up on the... grabs a hold of the ceiling and then tries to attack you from there, and then that bottom drill will still go after you, so you would take a hit almost no matter what. I'm pretty sure there's a way to time it, but I haven't figured it out. So, again, a lot of the stuff I'm going to do here in this playthrough is, like, all thanks to Jay's reviews, because he really taught me how to... He taught me how to get good at Mega Man, okay? Or Mega Man X, actually. I suck at the classic games. Not a big fan of them. I always preferred the X series, just because it always seemed like the cooler series to play. I know it's a stupid reason, but, well, I mean... Oh, God, that thing does so much damage. How does it do... I have never seen it output that much damage at once. How many lives do I have? This is my last life. If I die here, I gotta go all the... So if I die here, I gotta go all the way, start from the beginning. If I actually die here, I'm going to just go with, I think I might just, go to, Blizzard Buffalo. Or as, I think one version called it Blizzard Buffalo, which is hilarious. I think that might have been the Super Nintendo version that had that mistake, which is the funniest thing. Oh, that slowdown. It is so much worse in this game. I don't mean to I don't mean to, like, egg on this version of it, because I do like Mega Man X3. It's just... not ideal. Oh, I gotta fight you again? Why? That was a bad idea. Yeah, if you get caught, that'll happen. But in normal playthroughs, I could usually just breeze through these levels, no problem. I think I might have just whiffed my first attack. Or my charge attack, I think I might have just completely missed it. So I'm going to try and see exactly how much progress I can make in one part. Oh, that sucks. Oh. that worked. And his face is in the door. So if this doesn't work, I'm so going to, like, Blizzard Buffalo just so I can have a dash. Or an air dash, actually. I don't understand why the other enemy did so much damage. Also, I could really use the leg power up to just, like, go through these. Oh, that's not good. Please don't hit. Perfect. Okay. Damn. Could really use some health around here. Actually, this might work really well. That doesn't work as well as I would want it to. But I think I have a lot in my E-tank, so... Let's see. I'm doomed. I am so doomed at this point. Alright, I'm gonna charge up my X-Buster. Oh boy. Okay, that is cheating. Okay. No. Okay. So he's got a few attacks. You can see some of them. It's a little hard to describe them as I'm doing the battle. And what sucks is that he's got... Oh, that's not good. What sucks is that he's got one that he'll go invincible. Like that. And he's done. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a save. Okay, so he had the attack where he shot 3 at the wall. That just means you have to hang up on top as much as possible. He has the one that he shoots in 3 different directions, like 2 diagonal, 1 directly forward. They're all pretty easy to dodge. You just got to make sure that you hold down the button that you have for dashing. Just hold that down as you're jumping. It will save you so much. But aside from that, if you just take it head on like that, get your E-tank and fill that up, you should be fine. So look, we're already what, almost 15-20 minutes in, and I already have the Tornado Fang. Surprising amount of English in this Japanese game, but I'm not going to complain because it's such a good game. Let's hope I don't screw this one up, because now we're going to Blizzard Buffalo. So this is my password. Normally I would really care about my password and write it down, but because I'm going to be doing this in one sitting, at least I hope, I wouldn't really need it. So let's go to Blizzard Buffalo. This one's got like a weird jello effect on the video. That's not even the capture doing that. Dude's got a raging ego. Frozen Buffalo. Okay. I mean, Blizzard Buffalo is a bit more fitting because there are sections in the level is in a blizzard, but I'll take it. Okay. I do like that they give you different backgrounds, but you know, leave my game alone. Alright, I'm going to hold this up because we're going to switch to our... That was a little too quick. I'm going to switch to this, which will destroy this, and will give us our first true upgrade, like actual upgrade that isn't a power-up. Next to the... I just realized I said that and I was like, oh wait, no, I forgot. I got the sub-tank, which is going to be like essential for us to play through this. Try not to screw that up. That will increase our maximum health. And those spikes will kill me if I actually hit them, so that's why I'm trying to be careful. Crap, crap, crap. But that will never... You'll never hit the spikes doing that, so... That's why I always go for it, and I'm always comfortable with making that jump. How did I hit every single bullet? Oh well, I'm not going to question it. I never liked this level. I always thought it was really kind of bland. But, and I never cared for the music itself. But I do like how it looks. It's a very... Visually, it's a nice looking Blizzard level. Shoot! Well, there goes some extra health. That would have really helped the sub-tank. Unless it's already full. If it's full, then I don't have a problem. But you would hear a different sound effect if you got it. And then here is actually we have to skip this because we get another sub tank here, but we have to skip it for now. Oh god, that. Oh, oof, that is a rough one. So the game actually stuttered for a moment. Just so it can load the different, so it can load... I'm sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained right now. Crap. But it's so it can load the different weather effect. That is so weird. Keep in mind, this is the most amount of time I've actually played... This is the most time I've put towards this version of the game. I normally play the PS2 one when I go... Okay. I am surprised that did not screw me over. I usually play the... oh, and we have a Dr. Light part. Now, this game has two different sets of Dr. Light parts. It has the standard one that gives you your third armor in this game, and it has a set of gold ones, which are enhancements to the armor. If you get one of them in the stage, that is the only one you get. However, if you only get the third armor and you never go for any of the gold chip power-ups, which, as you can see, we now have an air boost, and we also have, or an air dash, but also we get something really neat with it. We can climb up ladders a lot faster. Okay, I'm just gonna take care of a few things. You can climb up ladders pretty fast. You get your air dash, which is essential in the game. You need this. And now we don't have to worry about stupid stuttering, or game stuttering, blizzards, because we just took out the machine for it. Just give me a moment and I'll get back on track with my train of thought, or what I was talking about earlier. There we go. I just wanted that second E-tank, or sub-tank, because Blizzard Buffalo does a lot of damage, and I want to try and see if the exploit works for him. I don't want to battle him legit, because that'll take a long time. So that's why. But yeah, I normally play on the PS2 version, or the PS2 X Collection re-release, so that's why I'm like, oh, the stuttering is just something I'm not used to. I'm gonna grind a little bit. I'm gonna farm for some health. How much health do I have? Oh, that should be enough. Alright, we're gonna try it. Normally, I would advise just maxing out your health in case, because this Blizzard Buffalo is pretty picky. So the idea is to have him hit the wall. And just dash upwards. But yeah, I only played the PS2 version, or the PS2 re-release, which apparently actually emulates the game a lot better than any of the other previous versions, which is very interesting. I think that's only for the Super Nintendo games though, but still impressive. And he's done. I could fight him normally. I just refuse to. So, yeah, there's a Frozen Buffalo, or Blizzard Buffalo. And we is done. And we got all the power-ups that we need from here. We got our heart upgrade, we got our sub-tank, and we got our armor part. And we have the... I don't remember what this one's called. I wanted to call it the Ice Shotgun, but that's Mega Man X1. Frost Shield, even though it doesn't look like a shield. Might as well just call it Frost Spear, because that's what it looks like more. Game. You want to load? There we go. Oh, right. And there he is. Dr. Doppler. And, oh, who is that? Oh, yeah, does that look like a familiar face? I forgot that this cutscene plays, actually, so... I was wondering why it took so long for it to load. And not only do we get an introduction to Dr. Doppler, we're introduced to 3 more characters. First, I believe that is Bit and Bite, pretty much. These 2 are, well, one of them is not that bad, but the bigger one is annoying. So pretty much, these 2 will be showing up at some point later. But then we also have a mysterious character who looks oh so familiar, that we will also run into in the future, so look forward to that. So, with Blizzard Buffalo done, the intro stage done, and Tunnel Rhino done, that kind of gives us 6 more levels to go through. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 6, and a few things we can do on the side. So it's like 6 and the rest of the bosses. What are we at on time? I think what I can do is kind of wrap it up, call it an early video. Not really an early video, we're almost like at a half hour, so that's going to do it for this part of Mega Man X3. Let me know what you think about it. It's a very interesting version of the game to play, and trust me, when this Let's Play is done, there's going to be another interesting version we'll take a look at later in the future, so it kind of has to do with the Saturn one, so there's a reason why I'm playing this first. So, yeah. Anyways, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content that's produced on this channel, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notifications for new content. And also, don't forget to tell people about Super Frank Plays. We're going to take the world by storm somehow. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll get to that. You can follow me on my main channel, Knuckles Channel 3 and Knuckles, but you can also follow me on Twitch, Twitch TV/Knuckles Channel 3 and K. I play games there that aren't played here or on Knuckles Channel, or stuff that will eventually become highlights on either channel. And then don't forget to follow me on social media, and I'll see you in part 2 of Mega Man X3 on Sega Saturn. So far, it's an experience. Take care.